Jonas, your team dominated tonight, 70% possession, 9 shots on target, 14 corners. What was that message at halftime to the team, conceding the first goal right before it ended, and then just coming back in the second half and just keep dominating and taking those chances?
It was exactly like that. That it was really important to not sort of letting that define that way we were going to attack the game. Of course, we don't want to concede a goal, but we can't think about the past too much when we're playing the game. We have to think about the future, the next action. So that was really the message. I think we were doing some things really well on the pitch, and I think we showcased a lot of variation when we had the ball. We created chances on numerous of ways. I think it was really nice to get to see both new players starting for us and with the energy and the quality they can have, but also players coming from the bench and being able to showcase that. That's really important for us. I think one part where we have to improve on, and again, it's quite natural with the little amount of time our defending players have spent with each other, is just how we work together as a unit in the back four. There is a couple of times there where we lose our organization, and it's just a few times in the game, but it becomes quite dangerous every single time we do that against Houston. And the reality is, in a league of small margins, we have to be very careful with those, and that's a really important one for us to improve.
And with the mention of new players, right, Mimi looked very comfortable there in the first half, just by coming out through an injury. And there were a lot of questions on that backline in the preseason with the departure of Loonsby, Sheridan, and then Jerry Johnson's injury. What did you like about your backline tonight, just being able to be confident and seem very comfortable back there?
Yeah, I think like the confidence in possession was really good, and you could see that as well. I think what's really important for them is to get time to play and to build relationships also off the ball when we are defending, and who's going, how we're covering, how we're sliding over to stay connected, and that part there we still have a job to do.
Hello, Jonas. So it seemed that last season as well, we were having these matches where the team dominated possession. Today it was 70%, and dominant created chances. It was 18 versus 5 from Houston. But for some reason, the team cannot get the win. What needs to improve this season for these type of matches to get the win?
I think there are details here that can make a huge difference. I think we are creating chances. I think we could have created more chances. Okay, I think we could have been even more aggressive in the attacking box when those chances arrive. So that's one thing. I think, again, like I said, that the margins are small in this league here. There is a lot of games that are decided by one goal in one of the favors. So you have to be very, very diligent with the way that you're playing, and not give away easy goals to the opponent. So there is a lot of things in the performance that we can build on, but the result aspect you're absolutely right with, and that's what we're pushing on to be able to change and to win much more here at home at Snapdragon.
And as we know, in these type of matches with so many chances, he can get frustrated for the offense in this case. You as a coach, what do you need to do to avoid that frustration on the pitch and get that calm in your players?
I think the important thing is to say that it's the next action that is the most important one, and you have an active choice in whether you believe in that something will happen or not, and we have an active choice in where we are spending our mental energy as well. We can spend them on previous mistakes or on history, or we can spend them on future positive thinking, and I'm a big believer in that you can think things into existence. You can speak things into existence, and it's all for us, and we're all a part of that to generate that belief around that it's the next one that will be successful for us, and we all need to do a job with doing that. And the players are doing that really well, like they're really believing, and it's small margins, and some really good goalkeeping as well from Jane Campbell. Hats off to her. That separates us, but because there's some finishing that's very good from us as well.
Jordan?
So it seemed like Houston really defended in two compact lines and shut down a lot of central channels. What was the key that you were looking to exploit, knowing that they might defend and come out in that formation?
Obviously, we knew that their very compact team worked really hard in defense together. So it's important that you have patience and purpose when you play against them. So you might have to ask the question on one side, and then you have to go over to the other side, and at least once, but maybe twice in the same attack to be able to switch. And once you get them to move, then you can start to exploit them. And when they get a little bit more tired, you can see that organization starts to get more and more gaps in, and we get fresh players coming in. And I think a player like Melanie Barcenas is really good in exploiting these wide situations. So that was the idea behind. And of course, it's a bit easier to sit in that system when you also then get rewarded by scoring a goal. So yeah, the goal doesn't come at a great timing for us. But again, to say that the game is going to test you at times to do that. And we should be able to handle those situations.
And last one, for you as a head coach, and you guys finding a lot of positives in this, but still conceding a goal, what is the balance you have between letting these players find synergy on the field and making a change for the next game when there's problem?
Yeah, that's always the balance. It's a very good question. And this is it's always the balance to be able to go to be like, when is it time to have a change, and when do we believe that the players on the pitch is gonna do? I think for us, we were looking at it from a couple of different perspectives. To say, we're looking at player types to be able, how can we get player types in that we think can be good for the game. So Melanie Barcenas is one example of that, because she's an excellent 1v1 player, as you saw today. So when they're that compact, if we're not challenging them 1v1, they might just stay inside that shape here. So we need to have something that drags them out. So then it becomes that we change the player type a little bit. Then in other situations, it's about the physical sort of preparedness and readiness, and saying, when do we start to see that the energy starts to lack a bit on the players that are on the pitch, and we know that we have fresh legs for sort of like the same type of player, so we are trying to inject more energy. Mostly it's those two things that we look at, because it's also true that these players coming in, they also need time to build relationship with each other and the team. So it's a good situation to have, though, with a lot of options from the bench, and I was really happy with the players coming up from the bench today.
Any last questions here? Oscar?
With the mentality of the players always wanting to win, how can you let them know that this is just a debut, there's a long season ahead with competitive with a professional player?
I think the next game is always the most important one. So I think you can't live too much in the future with that. So this game here, we wanted to do our very best performance on that, but it's a long season. So you always now have to be ready to go again. There are learnings from this game, and there would have been learnings from this game if we would have won the game too, that we need to do better, that we can improve, and we're going to work with that in the week, and then we need to be able to go against Utah, and then we need to be able to go again and again and again, and that's the mentality of both this league, but also if you want to be a successful team. So usually I have this as a rule, that the day after, when we come back and we discuss the game, we do that, but after that, it's done. We learn what we need to learn and we move on. We can be really happy about things in the game, we can be really down on ourselves on things in the game, but we can't dwell on it, or we can't feel that we're unbeatable because we've achieved some good things in the game as well. We need to come back with the feet on the ground or up with the feet on the ground, depending on what position we're in, and we need to go again with hard work.
Well, we'll end
Thank
it
you.
there. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We will see